Sourkidsproductions.
I don't know why I do that every time. What's going on, folks? Welcome into another edition of the Final Drive Week 1 recap here at Sourkidsproductions. It is Alec with DeAndre as usual, and our newest face, newest member of the team.
Yes, sir. Glad to be back. If y'all remember me, then wow, y'all been here for a minute, but it's Nick, and I'm happy to be here, man.
OG.
Yes, sir.
Talking from the day one.
Talking day one.
Infancy.
I think I still have the picture from when we had to take a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you were rocking the Suns jersey,
I
right?
was rocking my Steve Nash jersey, yeah. I don't have it anymore.
Damn.
I have it in purple now, not
okay.
black.
Okay.
But yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's the Nash jersey. I think DeAndre rocked the Merino jersey when we did the picture again, and I think I still have that Mike Thomas jersey. But hey, it's all good. So, welcome back, Nick. Before we dive into what has been a exciting, hectic week 1 of football, before we get into that, gentlemen, how we doing this week?
We're doing great. I mean, got our ass kicked in flag football on Monday.
Hey, they don't even know that.
That was something, but you know,
You could have said it was a close game.
Oh no, I gotta be honest.
Doing great. I got 5 days off in a row from work. So, and it was my girl's birthday this past Tuesday, and we're getting a party bus Saturday. So,
Nice.
living it up, man.
What's on the party? What is on the
Oh, we got a pole.
bus? A pole?
But my dad said nobody can get naked on it. So, I was like, sir, yes, sir.
Do you have snacks provided on this party bus?
We're going to get serious pizza. Like the big old large one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like $45.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, we're going to do that. And then I'm going to cut the slices even smaller. Because you know how people get whenever they drink? They eat, and they don't know how to stop sometimes, man. They eat.
I do that. I'm not drunk all the time.
Trust me, I feel you on that. But now I got to pay for rent, so I can't go ham on my groceries.
I feel that. As a man who paid rent for a long time, I feel that.
Absolutely.
It's not fun. But nursing the hamstring, as DeAndre knows,
Yeah.
did not stretch properly or stretch at all before we played. Felt a little pull. I said, "Oh, this ain't good."
It's fine. Hey, everybody has to learn their lessons.
Who's an athlete that has horrible hamstrings? I forget.
Miles Austin.
Miles Austin.
That's exactly. I told him after I said, I know how it feels like to be Miles Austin.
Mhm.
Yep.
Because that man, as great as he was, no hamstrings whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens when you date a Kardashian? You can get the cramps. You're not going to feel the legs anymore. It's the Kardashian curse right there.
Oh man. But we're gonna bounce back. We're gonna get back to the fundamentals and bland coach speech.
Oh yeah.
And
They might have a new recruit, y'all.
Yeah, we got some new talent coming.
Mhm.
We had to acquire
Reinforcements.
Some talent through we went through the transfer portal, so had to add some players, add some pieces. Got to work on the fundamentals, especially on defense, because that's where we were getting killed on. So
the close plays in particular.
Yeah, close plays.
Close plays in particular. It's okay.
It was fun though. It was fun.
I have a question. Do y'all know the rules in flag football? Because I played flag football one time, like probably 2 years ago. And this guy was running at me. And I had like the idea to go Peanut Tillman on him and just punch the ball out. But can I do that?
You can't force fumbles in flag football, but
Because he would.
I wouldn't think because I don't think you can in flag football.
no,
right?
you can't. Now, if he's holding that shit loose and he's trying to like reach
he's-
out and something, then you can. Yeah, I don't mind.
If you
seeing
just
someone
slap it out.
shit out.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I pulled his flag out right on the 1 yard line and saved us a touchdown.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We need that.
Yeah. See, we need that.
We need that kind of mentality.
Do they hit hard? Does anybody ever get hit?
No. I mean, I've only been there 1 week. We've been there 1 week so far. I haven't seen any.
If anybody, I was the one like trucking people.
Yeah.
Well, because no, it's okay. So it's because this is why I don't like flag football. It's not big fella friendly. The flags don't fit around me. So the ref said, "Hey, we're just gonna two-hand touch you." I said, "All right, cool." So I catch a ball, turn around, and I'm charging at the dude.
And every time they would just fall back.
They would get scared by me. It was like, hey, the nature of the game.
What do you call it? Is there a rule where y'all can't have pockets in the shorts?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
How are we supposed to have? How are we supposed to find shorts without pockets?
Yeah, it took me. Well, I remember I had to go to academy, find some for my brother and my sister, and it was easy to find my sister some. Like girls, there's like shorts all the time for pocketless. But guys, yeah, it took me a while. I had to go through a few sections, had to ask for help. So.
I just went to I went on Amazon, typed in pocketless shorts, and
you were able to find them. Yeah.
Some Russell ones, yeah.
Nice,
smart man.
Nah, well, I didn't do that the first time. Like when we were at UNT, I went to academy, and
yeah, that's where I got mine at.
Same problem, and like they had like, I'm embarrassed to say this, they were boy shorts, but I got like the biggest size they possibly had in boy shorts.
See, I saw those too, and I was thinking about like, you know what, maybe I should get like extra large and boy shorts and just say fuck it. But
now,
luckily, I was able to ask for help, and they were like, "Oh, here's a pair," and it was literally like, because it was just like one little section, and it was like Adidas shorts that didn't have pockets, and I was like, okay, even though I'm like, we rep Nike in this household.
Yeah, match the brands got to line up.
Yeah, brands got to line up.
Brands got to line. I feel that. I feel that brands got to line up.
Not for me. Brands never line up for me. Like I can have some Reeboks on with some Puma sweats and a Nike shirt.
You are a menace to society. You are the one guy.
I always tell myself, like when I look at my outfits, I'm like, man, I would have been bullied in middle school. So that was a big thing when I was in middle school.
No, but brands got to line up.
Yeah.
Like especially when you're playing in a sport, you gotta look clean. I mean, I might be booty at the game, but I'm a little clean doing it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I took that lesson from week 1. I'm like, you know what? Hey, I think we're gonna be better, but just in case if we happen to lose, I'm gonna make sure I wear my sleeve. I'm gonna let somebody out there.
Facts.
You want to know something I live by? Look good, feel good, play good.
Yep.
Yeah.
No matter
Prime time.
No matter
Prime
what
time.
it is, man. Look good, feel good,
Facts.
play good.
Speaking of feeling good, football's back.
Oh, it was a phenomenal Sunday.
Life was fun. Lots of drama week 1, especially in those noon games. The final 3-4 minutes of those noon games. And then Monday night was really interesting on a lot of levels between Denver and Seattle. Dallas we'll get into later because obviously that has it's a whole enchilada of things we can get into. But first, let's start with week 1. I'll throw it to to the new guy first. Give me some takeaways. Give me a positive and negative from week 1. What stood out to you?
I said this. I mean, I've said this probably for about 2 years now. Well, ever since he was drafted, in my opinion, I knew the Bills were going to be different with Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he's not just your average, white guy quarterback. He's smart. He's got a cannon of an arm, and this guy is athletic. He's probably hurdled 2 people in the league as a quarterback. And I haven't seen that from any other quarterback before. And he makes his mistakes, but he learns from it. As you can tell from like his past seasons, he's probably, honestly, it's him, Justin Herbert, and Patrick Mahomes that are top 3 quarterbacks in the league right now and that are probably MVP frontrunners. But other than that, like I said before the season started, I said the Bills have a chip on their shoulder. Because the way they lost last year was absolutely heartbreaking, man. Like they basically lost off of coin toss because their defense couldn't stop Tyreek Hill,
or do a squib kick.
Yeah. And then so like I said, I believe the Bills are gonna win it this year.
Are you that confident right now?
I'm hoping
after week. Okay.
I'm rooting for them. I really am.
I feel that.
And then also take away that the Seahawks are still alive. I just like to say that, alive and well.
He's a Seahawks fan. I should have warned you. He's gonna come in with the blasphemy today.
Yeah, I was like, who the hell brings up the Seahawks in this situation? But yeah, okay.
Yeah,
right, makes sense.
Seahawks are alive and well.
12th man.
West Virginia, Geno Smith is back.
And then there's there is nothing that will bring me. Like I went into work Monday smiling, smelling the fresh air. I walked. I'm like, guys, the Cowboys suck, and it was just it's hilarious to me because Cowboy fans are the most delusional people I have ever met.
And that we can agree on.
They believe it's their year every single time, and it's just kind of insane. Yep. It is. I mean, feel bad for Dak, but he was looking like Poochie's even before he was hurt.
Yep.
So that's all I gotta say. Minnesota looks dangerous. The Saints, I think y'all are gonna win y'all's division. I do.
I've been trying to tell you that.
'Cause Tom Brady-
I don't know, man. Tampa Bay looked pretty good.
Did you not see Tampa's injury report this week?
Oh, that was
Okay.
scary.
That's depressing.
Tom's not even hurt. He's just he
Yeah.
missed.
Tom's the only healthy guy they have
Misses
right
out
now.
of-
Out of
misses
that
his wife
injury-
and kids.
Yeah, out of that injury report though, like I would say like 5 or 6 are actually still gonna play though. They're just on it just to be on it.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, actually, knowing the Saints' luck, they'll all probably come back and play because that's just how it rolls for us.
Yeah.
And they'll probably bring back Gronk and AB
Mm-hmm.
just for this game against the Saints. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Give me some takeaways from week 1.
I'll say first that Chiefs Bills rematch. I'm looking forward to it in the playoffs whenever that comes because that's what it seems like we're going to be going down to.
Mm-hmm.
We look at both of these teams in the offseason and they kind of you see some of the moves they made and it was basically to handle each other, you know, like to stop each other because you see the Chiefs,
Yep.
they were able to move on from Tyreek Hill. They wanted to diversify the passing game with Patrick Mahomes, and you saw that on Sunday.
And did they?
Yeah, amazing game. Just he saw the whole field
He
for
did.
once. Got many of his weapons involved. They actually went to a lot of heavy 2 tight end, 3 tight end sets, and those were effective as well. It helped out the run game. So you know you look at that, and also them being able to move on from Tyreek Hill's contract. They were able to acquire draft picks, you know, build up that defense, which looked great. They were able to cause havoc for Kyler Murray and the Cardinals on Sunday as well. And then you look at the Bills. What did the Bills do? Well, obviously they had to add some players. They added a Von Miller, edge rusher. He's huge.
Still
in
got
those,
it.
Yeah, exactly. He's huge
Still
in those
got it.
moments.
A veteran mindset.
You know, if you had Von Miller in that situation last year, playing for the Bills, I don't think Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs score 3 consecutive times on offense in that fourth
Mhm.
quarter.
Mhm,
You know,
I
because
agree.
he's just an edge rusher that can easily change the game. So
He's also the KD of the NFL, apparently. If you saw that interview on Bleacher Report,
Yep.
he's ring chasing and burning our accounts for days. But
Yeah.
no, I agree. I think to DeAndre's point, Von Miller, he may be worth every penny of that contract. If it really does take Buffalo to the next level, as you mentioned, Nick, that to me probably is the front runner right now. Week 1 is the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Bills are scary, man. But what else do you have, DeAndre?
Von Miller's haircut's kind of scary too. Got a
I-
triangle.
if I would say disappointment, I'd probably say probably the Patriots. Honestly, they were a huge disappointment. I mean, credit
It's
to my
great you
Dolphins.
brought that up because I had just thought about this, and I kind of think we're gonna roll with it here. It's only week 1. Let's not overreact or anything. Obviously, last year they win 10 games, and they get donkey stomped by the Bills in the playoffs. Didn't really do a whole lot offensively in the offseason except bring in Devontae Parker, and their draft was questionable
But, yeah.
at best.
They
Strange.
Drafted, yeah,
It was-
very, very strange.
It was strange.
Drafting a guard that was projected to be a 3rd round pick in the 1st round.
So
They lost J.C. Jackson as well.
fill in the
Mhm.
blank for me, both of you. At the end of the year, Bill Belichick will be blank.
Retired.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
He's gonna realize that not everybody is Tom Brady. Doesn't have Tom Brady's drive. Doesn't want to be coached like Tom Brady. And honestly, if Bill's not gonna get to where he was without Tom, in my mindset. And Mac, he's not bad, but some of his preseason highlights were god awful.
Yeah.
Threw the ball straight to another defender, and I just feel like that's gonna be the end of the Patriots. I don't know who they're gonna go after, the Patriots coach.
But the run's over, you think?
But I think Bill Belichick, he's not gonna feel as if he wants to do it still. That's what I think.
Okay. DeAndre's a Dolphins fan. I'm sure you've been waiting for this day
Oh,
for a long time
I mean,
now.
it's not like we've beaten them 4 straight times already. So, you know, I clearly know we've been better than the Patriots in recent years. We just the rest of the division, rest of the schedule never worked out in our favor. No, I think by the end of the year, I think Bill Belichick will still be on the Patriots, still be head coach. However, they will have to actually go out and get a guy for the offensive coordinator role, and it has to be like someone that's very creative. Hell, Cliff Kingsbury, he might get fired by Arizona by the end of the year.
Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore, if he's let go by Dallas, they're just somebody, because it can't be Matt Patricia, man.
No.
No.
And I think, is Bill the GM? Does he have the title in New England as well? Or does he just does he handle player personnel?
Yeah, he handles player personnel.
Because I feel like if Bill were to stay next year, which there's a chance realistically, but I think if he were to stay, you'd have to bring somebody else to have a final say on the roster and help with drafting.
Yeah.
Because say what you want about the Belichick Brady run, historically, he's not been very good as of late when it comes to drafting.
Mm-hmm.
So many misses, so many reaches.
I would also say go out and get a number one receiver.
From Mac Jones,
to elevate that offense, similar to how they got Randy Moss to help Tom Brady out.
Yeah, because really, the guys they have they're by committee. It's they're nice 3s and 4s, but probably your best guy is Devontae Parker, and I think now he's a 2 on our roster at best.
Yeah,
but we'll see what happens with New England. It's only week 1, but we all like to talk about Bill Belichick, and if it really is it's kind of like Coach K, at Kentucky, or I'm sorry, Duke.
Coach K shows more emotion than Bill Belichick, though. I can tell you that.
My Nets team, I was gonna say disappointment was the Packers, but at the end of the day, we saw what they looked like last year in Week 1 versus the Saints, and how they were able to bounce back. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt that they can resolve all its issues. So.
You mean Devontae bounce back?
Oh, stop, man, stop. Give Aaron Rodgers some of his flowers for that season.
When you lose 10-3 at home in the playoffs, you get no flowers. Or what was it, 7-10, whatever it was?
Yeah.
At home, in the elements where you're supposed to be the king, and he's done this before.
Huh?
You don't get flowers from me.
Oh, okay.
You just get the slander, which I've been waiting for this day. Like you've been waiting for Belichick to finally fall off and be done. I've been waiting for Aaron Rodgers to do the same.
Okay. I'm telling you right now, bro. I think the Packers, don't count them out yet. I really do believe that they still have a shot at the NFC North. I still think they could finish number 1. I think they could resolve their issues in the passing game, getting those receivers caught up to speed. So don't count them out yet.
I'm counting right now.
Okay.
I can see that.
Counting. So, some of my takeaways from week 1. I'm a little worried about the Bengals. I think they're going to be okay. But that offensive line that they put together in the offseason did not look good. Granted, it's the Steelers, and that's a very respectable defense, a very good front 4, or front 7, and TJ Watt, who is now out for a while, was a dog in that game.
Yeah.
But, Burrow it looked like last year all over again. And then throw in some bad rushed throws by Joe Burrow in that game against the Steelers. I'm a little concerned. But, again, if they have their long snapper, they win that game. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
they had their backup.
It's a strange way
to lose that game.
Yeah, that game and just kind of say, oh, well, if we had our long snapper, we would have won. But Burrow, he made a lot of mistakes. It's not even just interceptions. He lost 2 fumbles, man. Yeah. That was one of because I was at work and I was keeping track of it with the Bleacher Report, and I was just in utter shock because I thought the Bengals were going to come out this year
guns a-blazing.
Yeah.
Super Bowl hangover. No, I think a lot of it has to do with kind of what's the word? Somewhat experience, because you look at this offensive line, La'el Collins missed most of this offseason, so he's just now getting back. So that offensive line has to gel. It's a very new unit. They got 4 new starters.
4 new starters, yeah,
on the offensive line. And then also Joe Burrow, I feel like the chemistry and what's the word? Not chemistry. It's fatigue. He's just now getting back into it, because you remember he missed 3 weeks of the offseason with that appendectomy.
Appendicitis.
Yeah, appendicitis. So he had that. So I think it's just those issues. He lost weight, had to get back conditioning, had to get the reps back. So I just think it was just he wasn't prepared.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but
Yeah. How about the Bears with the upset of the week? I think everybody had kind of sat there and said the Niners are gonna work the Bears. Trey Lance is gonna be the guy, and granted the weather was not very kind to the Niners.
once I saw the weather report, I was like, yeah, Bears.
They
Bears will win
playing
this
on
game.
monsoon, man.
Yeah, it was not kind to the Niners whatsoever. But the Bears,
I mean, look what they did last year to Seattle in the snow.
yeah, the Bears, man, they came out like it really gave me confidence that maybe the Bears will get it right with Justin Fields, because I think he's there. The talent is there, but it's just a matter of can the Bears successfully develop him and put talent around him.
Yeah, I
Because
mean,
the Bears are horrible when it comes to quarterbacks.
yeah, they definitely have a great coaching staff around them. I think Matt Eberflus is a tremendous coach. That's, he has hired a pretty good offensive staff to get the best of them. I mean, and so far, schematically, it looks a lot better than what we've seen with Matt Nagy in recent years.
Yeah,
Way better.
Yeah, way better. The talent though is the reason why I still think the Bears are going to be one of the last teams in the NFL.
Agreed.
Finish last.
Yeah.
But
You can hang your hat on this.
yeah, you can hang your hat on this. This was a great team win for them. I mean, you saw how much the fun they had sliding after the end of the game and everything. So, I do think we'll see some improvement from Justin Fields, but at the end of the day, you're going to have to add talent, kind of similar to the Dolphins and what we did this offseason. Like, like you started seeing like Tua his rookie year, okay, moved into his second year, slightly better.
You saw something there
exactly.
to work with, yeah.
And then finally you got the talent. So we're starting to see that. So I think the Bears, it's kind of the same thing.
Yeah, but it gave me confidence that, okay, we'll see what happens with the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Detroit. I thought the Lions hung in there with the Eagles till the very end, I thought.
That's gonna be a very they're gonna be a very entertaining team. Like
They're my last seed in the NFC right now.
Their offense, like DeAndre Swift, he's a dog.
Electric.
He is very electric.
Yep.
And Jared Goff, I mean, he's not Peyton Manning as he's not anything, super special, but he can make
that's what Jared Goff can get you 10 wins.
yeah.
Jared Goff can get you to 9-10 wins, and then it's a matter of does X, Y, and Z all follow forward.
Their defense, that's where it's questionable. Their defense has always been questionable, but Dan Campbell, with his he's a great coach for that team.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but a bunch of young guys just try and go out there and get a win, and that's what even Dan Campbell's about.
Yeah,
they're gonna fight.
Yeah,
that's what I believe.
They're like the Memphis Grizzlies of the NFL, the grit and grind.
Mm-hmm.
Right, agreed. And I think, I think the Lions have assembled now a respectable roster.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just about can they learn how to win games.
Yeah.
And like we said, I think this is a team that's going to be in. They're going to be in the majority of their games this year, I think.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Shout out to Jeff Okudah, South Grand Prairie alum.
Mm-hmm.
Had a solid game, I thought.
I was actually disappointed about the that's my one takeaway from Hard Knocks.
Was not enough.
Not enough Jeff Okudah. Like, come on, he's a third overall pick, recovering from an injury. People are thinking of him as a bust because he's been injury prone the past 2 years, and then has an amazing preseason. I just wish we would have got some more coverage on that.
Before he was hurt, like his rookie year, he did good.
Yeah.
He did real good his rookie year.
I think, was it his ACL rookie year and then Achilles last year?
Yeah, he tore his Achilles last year.
So it was the ACL rookie year.
I don't remember what quite his first one was, his rookie year one was, but like he got an he locked up. He was going against the Cardinals, and it's when they had Hopkins, when they just got DeAndre and Kyler Murray together, and he picked off Kyler with a beautiful INT. But no, along with Jeff and that whole Lions, defensive unit, they're young. They're young, but like I said, the Lions are just gonna fight.
They're gonna be in every
They're
game.
gonna be a very entertaining team for the future.
I'm excited about it, and they have the right coach, I think, for it too.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Also, I got to call out some corners in week 1, bro. Because I've said this many times. Every time Madden comes out, I always get pissed because they always rank Xavier Howard with the 89 overall, just outside the top 10, maybe like number 8 or something.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, okay, so you're telling me all these corners are better than them? I saw Jalen Ramsey look like burnt toast against Stephon Diggs.
Hey,
Thursday night.
Stephon Diggs.
I saw Jair Alexander. He didn't do shit to stop Justin Jefferson.
Just see that.
It's like and part of me is like some like these players like, but at the same time I also gotta blame the coaching because you got a guy as talented as that and we're playing zone on Justin Jefferson. Like fuck that! I'm putting my best man on a man on man.
Follow him the entire game.
Exactly.
The rest of you could play zone.
Exactly, bro.
You are playing man
They
coverage.
just
yeah.
don't. They don't make corners like they used to. Like Revis was guarding your best man every game.
Oh yeah.
Champ Bailey.
The whole game.
They wanted,
Champ
they
Bailey,
wanted the one-on-one.
the whole
Yep.
game.
I mean, that's why you earn the nickname Revis Island.
Mm-hmm.
Where you go, that receiver goes.
Exactly.
But no, who was he calling out then?
I mean,
Was that it?
Jalen? Who I said Jair.
AJ Terrell.
Hey, Trayvon.
AJ Terrell.
AJ Terrell.
AJ Terrell got hit too.
I'm just this is my one big takeaway. Mike Thomas is back. I'm just gonna throw it out there. If you're shocked by my takeaway, hey, you're new to the show.
The slow start did scare me. I'm serious
Well, I think it's
because it was like, what's going
It was
on?
looking nasty.
I think-
Jameis, I was like, oh man, maybe he might not be the guy.
I think it was just because the receivers and Jameis hadn't played it all together in the preseason, so that chemistry, the flow just was not there. But you saw in the second half they flipped a switch.
They did.
Jarvis Landry was absolutely on fire.
Jarvis Landry was he's clear number 2.
Yeah.
He is.
But-
It's gonna be Mike Thomas, wide receiver 1, Jarvis Landry, wide receiver 2, and then a lot of people thought Chris
Olave.
Olave
Yeah.
was gonna be that guy, but
Hey, that's all. He's gonna take his time. And man, when Jameis threw that back shoulder fade to Mike on that second touchdown, I said, that's the second time 1-on-1 AJ Terrell, and Mike just sunned him again. That dude's back.
Yeah.
I'm happy for Mike, like from physically, mentally, like because that dude went through a lot in the 2 years. You know, a lot of backlash he got. So I'm happy Mike's in a good place now, and he's balling again because that dude is phenomenal. That's my dude.
You were talking about corners, and I heard you say Trayvon.
Oh yeah, Trayvon did.
He didn't do that bad.
He wasn't that bad.
He
but
wasn't ball hawking for like the
Well,
first
hey,
time.
When you're locking up Mike Evans, who runs like a 4.8,
I'm just thinking about all.
I
the
expect you to
corners.
clamp up.
I'm just thinking about all the corners that people have put in their top 10, or they on, especially Madden, where they rank ahead of the Xavier Howard. I'm like, put some respect on Xavier Howard's name.
Well,
Hey,
he
I
did
could-
go
I could do
against
that.
he did go against the Patriots, so
Hey,
it's not an elite wide
He's
receiver.
not elite, but I mean, hey, when he does, he plays elite wide receivers. I don't think he ever gives up that like big numbers like Jalen Ramsey just did Thursday night. But I mean, hey,
and one more take I'm gonna throw out there. Let me get y'all this take. So Dallas probably out of the NFC East race. Let me ask you that. We know Philly's probably the top dog. We talked about this before the show started. The Giants had a very sneaky, low-key win that I think nobody really talked about
Saquon.
against the Titans.
mm-hmm.
And the Commanders, you know, they looked offensively, they looked pretty doggone impressive with Carson Wentz. And you saw Jaheed Dotson had a very good game. They got Terry McLaurin
Did
involved.
he
So
have 2 touchdowns?
Dotson did, yeah.
Dotson did.
Yeah. So it's just like Dallas is probably out of the race. So look at New York, look at Washington. Who do you kind of like to contend with the Eagles for that East spot? Because I thought both teams looked very impressive.
I'll say Washington. I still think the Giants finished with like 6 or 7 wins. Like this is a very good Week 1 win against Tennessee, but I still I question a lot of the skill level, especially from Daniel Jones at the quarterback position. I don't expect him to, because Daniel Jones, we've seen him he's
a goofball.
He's turnover prone.
He's a goofball.
He looks like a guy who's played football at the University of Duke.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
literally. There's no other way to put it.
Exactly. He's turnover prone, so it's bound to happen. Luckily, I don't think he had a turnover this game.
No, he did.
And he did?
Yeah.
Okay. Titans defense, they're not that great. They're not that impressive.
Nope.
Especially losing not Bud Dupree, Harold Landry
to the
to
ACL,
that
yep.
ACL injury right before the season started. Washington, though, I'll give Washington a lot of credit because we always talk about Washington and how they're always a team that competes for the NFC East, but we don't know exactly the quarterback position.
They'll go as far as that position will take them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Carson Wentz.
He had
I'm
fun.
not gonna lie. The start of the game, like he started off with like 2 touchdowns. I'm like, oh man, Carson Wentz actually balling.
Commander Carson.
Yeah, Commander Carson.
Commander Carson.
He was having fun.
Yeah.
That's what I saw. Like, and then he made mistakes.
Yeah,
as Carson Wentz does.
He threw them 2 pits, and I was like, oh shit.
And then he made up for it with 2 solid, right in the pocket throws.
Yeah, that deep throw to Terry McLaurin was beautiful. So
Mm-hmm.
if Carson can keep it together,
Stay healthy too.
just minimize. I'm not saying the man has to cut out the mistakes completely, but just minimize them.
Mm-hmm.
I think Washington has a chance.
I do think, even last year at Indy, like Carson Wentz wasn't bad. He had a couple timely, ungodly throws that resulted in picks because that's just what he does. But like, if you take away that Jags game in Week 17,
that was atrocious. Good lord.
like if they had made the playoffs, right? Like I don't think Carson Wentz we would look at him a lot differently. But he had that horrible game, and now in Washington, and to me the thing with Washington is he has weapons around him, like legit wide receivers around him. Because I know last year in Indy, like Indy, Michael Pittman was he's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
I think they lost Paris Campbell early on in that season, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
He's mostly injured, but yeah.
And they were a run heavy team with Jonathan Taylor. Once they caught on with Taylor, you knew what they were going to be.
Yep.
And in Philly, his best receiver was Alshon Jeffrey, who was over yonder in his prime, probably.
Still won him a ring though.
Yeah, he got them there. But in Washington, with Terry McLaurin, with Dotson, who were 2 legitimate threats. Curtis Samuel, who had No, he had 1 touchdown, right?
Yeah, he had 1 touchdown.
Yeah, but
Antonio Gibson out of the backfield.
Yeah.
He's more of a receiving back rather than.
And then once you get Robinson back healthy, who was going to practice at some point, which is shocking considering dude got shot.
Yeah.
But
just great that he's here.
Yeah.
He's alive.
Yeah, and let alone playing football in 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
But
Ron Rivera's our coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Ron Rivera.
Facts.
Like what he did with the Panthers when he was with Cam, like he turned that defense into a machine, honestly.
Yeah.
Granted, he helped ruin Cam Newton's health, but hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do think the defense, though, I have questions about them.
Yeah.
Like, when does Chase Young come back? And if he comes back, will that, make the defense stand out a lot better? Because when Chase Young was healthy last year, that defense still looked terrible compared to the previous season.
Mm-hmm.
I think that secondary needs to clean up on some of their mistakes. But I think Washington has a fighting chance. I would say they're the next up compared to Nets to Philly.
Yeah, I agree. I think Washington is the team. I will say, I know it's week 1, but I do think already you can tell the Giants locker room is changing with the ball as the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Like the culture is changing. You're seeing a lot more positivity coming out of that Giants locker room.
Like I was saying, I was watching the highlights and I was like, they look pissed. They look frustrated. Like they want to hit people. Like for the first time in a long time, the Giants didn't look like a mediocre team. They looked like they were smart. They were making
mediocre might be too nice of a word.
They were like Daniel Jones. He was, he had an interception, but he was being smart with the ball instead of taking gambles. And then New York is nothing without Saquon.
Yeah. I do want to see that offense open up, though, especially, the passing game, because you got high-profile targets like Kenny Galladay. You have Sterling Shepard. You drafted Wan'Dale Robinson. You drafted Kadarius Toney last year, which I don't even know how Kadarius Toney only had, 15?
Richie James was the leading
leading receiver
and targets wise.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, when Saquon turned that corner and busted up the sideline, I shed a tear.
I was like, he's
I
back.
said,
I shed a tear. I shed a tear, and my fantasy team shed a tear too.
Yeah, when he drafted Saquon in the 8th round and nobody expected him to do anything, it's great value right there.
Yep,
I applaud you.
They're just deflecting real quick on the Giants, but I just think in general, week 1, the coaches, like the new coaches, I thought that was a huge takeaway. They did great, except Denver. Damn you, Hackett. But
and then he comes on the next day. Yeah, I regret my decision. I should have,
Oh, of course, he had to say that.
Like, really?
He had to say that to keep that locker room. He had to say that.
Like really? Yeah. But I
But
think
you look at Dayball in New York, and you look at Mike McDaniel in Miami. Those are two I'll take away, because aggressive week one, like, you gotta establish that identity early for your team, and I liked both their calls. I mean, Mike McDaniel going for it on 4th and 7 with 20
the
seconds
touchdown
to go.
to Waddle.
Yep,
Yeah.
the touchdown to Waddle before the half, and then Brian Daboll's aggressiveness to go for 2 instead of going out with
Because
a
I
tie.
think the only new coaches that lost were Hackett, Peterson,
Peterson.
Doug,
Oh, Doug. Yeah, Doug.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Man, that New York 2-point play, that was a great play by him.
Yeah.
The
honestly.
little shuffle to
Mm-hmm.
dude. When Saquon did that too, I was like, is Saquon back? He's returned.
Yeah.
He is.
But I believe all the new head coaches won except Doug and
Hackett.
Well, Lovie Smith tied. Yeah, the Colts and the Colts Texans tied nonetheless.
I hate ties.
I'm seeing like all over Twitter, TikTok, all over social media that
the
they
AFC
should just
South standings.
Yeah, the AFC South should just be gone.
Look at
Like
the
they don't
Titans.
like none of them deserve to
Like-
be in
like,
in the playoffs if they either of them make it.
Because Tennessee, Jacksonville lost, and then
And then none of them have a win.
After 1 week, nobody has a win in
Yeah.
that
Sheesh.
division. Yeah.
sheesh. Okay, so very quickly, let's talk about the Cowboys. Okay. You're getting ready over there.
I'm
So
ready.
obviously Sunday Night Football
It's the most boring game I've ever watched in my life.
was not pretty for the Cowboys, especially offensively. Dak goes down with a thumb injury. He's out originally 6 to 8 weeks, but Jerry Jones came out on the fan here in Dallas and said he's not going on injury reserve. The goal is now 4 to 6 weeks. So they're going to carry him on the active roster, and they're going to play Cooper Rush. And he played last year against Minnesota, won, but this is now a very different roster compared to last year. No Amari Cooper, no Tyron Smith on the left side. So are the Cowboys dead in the water, do we think now?
I will say I always love an underdog story. Like when we were talking about Carson Wentz and the Commanders,
Mm-hmm.
I really wish Taylor Heineke was the guy, because his story was incredible. Like how he came in for that
He
team.
was like David Crockett.
Yeah,
He was the David Crockett of the NFL for a minute.
exactly. But I am a believer in Cooper Rush. He has been he's like, I'm not a Cowboy fan, but he's been in the NFL. He's played an actual NFL game against Minnesota, who didn't suck last year. They did pretty good, but he's not going. He won't be the reason why they won't do good. It's that offense. All you have is CD and Dalton Schultz and Zeke.
And CD didn't look all that good.
No.
CD did not look all that good at all.
Couple big drops, and then
Mhm.
2 catches on 10+ targets, I believe,
Mhm.
and
Like, it was just
play calling still horrible
you
too.
took away a very elite wide receiver who could get open in a snap of their fingers, and that Dak trusted, and that Cooper Rush showed he trusted too.
No, and
in the
Amari.
Minnesota
Yeah, and Amari Cooper. Yeah,
in the Minnesota game last year. So I think Cooper Rush, he's gonna hold his own. He's probably gonna have some ugly games, but even with Dak, they weren't gonna make it.
okay, so you're buying into Cooper Rush to keeping them at least in the mix for a wild
Yeah, I'll
card.
give him about 2 to 3 wins.
Okay,
2
okay.
wins. Yeah, I'm gonna say 2 wins.
2 wins. Okay, that's interesting. Okay. I, for one, did not buy into Cooper Rush. I think he's a schmuck. Well, I'm kidding, but I think like you said, I think the bigger problem is his offense entirely. It was not the quarterback. I think play calling still a mess with Kellen Moore. I don't get the thought process in drafting Jalen Tolbert, and then making him a healthy scratch because you feel like he's not ready to take wide receiver 2. It's just the offense is a mess. The one bright spot or two, one, when they wanted to run the ball with Zeke, they ran the ball efficiently, I thought. 2, Tyler Smith looked, I thought, excellent at left tackle, just, going against Shaquille Barrett and, the whole offseason playing guard, and then he has to go right back to tackle. I thought he looked well. He held his own most of the night.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, the defense is good. I think either they're good or Tampa really was sloppy offensively, and you can say either or. I don't blame you.
Parsons looked.
Micah Parsons is legit.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't think this. Like you said, the offense is going to kill this team.
Yeah.
And I think it's just not going to be enough. Whether with Cooper or Dak, it was not going to be enough. Look at you sitting there all quiet, like getting your chops
Cowboys
ready.
Are done. Cowboys are done. Whether it was with or without Dak Prescott, Cowboys were done.
Yeah.
Just seeing that offense and how Dak looked early on, it was
not good.
atrocious. Just completely atrocious. Like you said, the only positive I take was Zeke ran the ball effective. Don't know why they actually didn't continue running with Zeke.
Because the defense, they held Tom Brady in check.
Yeah, that's what
the game was close enough where you could still run the ball and
absolutely
be in it.
Exactly. So I don't know why they did that. And then you saw a lot of passing downs. You took Zeke out, which Zeke is an effective weapon in the passing game. Like, I know Tony Pollard is good, but there were a lot of plays where Dak Prescott got sacked. And why? Because he didn't have Zeke back there. Tony Pollard's not that great of a blocking running back. So it put them in an unfortunate situation where you had a 3rd and long or it was a 3rd down, let's say just 3rd down conversion, and then he got sacked, so he had a punt. So Dallas was just put in a lot of uncomfortable positions that they put themselves in. Defensively, they didn't have an answer for the run game for Leonard Fournette. That man basically got what he wanted. He was just abusing that Dallas defense. Julio Jones looked like prime Julio Jones against Dallas. Like, it's crazy. And I look at Tampa Bay and their red zone attempts. And sure, Dallas made some key stops with Micah Parsons. I won't even say Dallas. Micah Parsons made some key stops for that damn team in the red zone. But I mean, it's kind of like, do I credit Dallas? Because Tampa Bay, I was questioning their play calling from the red zone because it was like the first 2 downs they were running the ball, and then you face a 3rd down. Dallas knows what you're going to do on 3rd down, so why put yourself in that situation? If I was Tampa Bay, sure, I ran Leonard that first time, but I'm going to try to, surprise them every now and then. I'm not going to go 2 straight times going run, and then pass. But yeah, man, I look at Dallas' schedule. I got it pulled up.
And it's like, for me, it's like when I look at Dak's performance last night, like I couldn't, like it wasn't because of the lack of skill players or the play call. Like Dak made horrible decisions.
Oh, yeah,
like
terrible.
It wasn't even like I could make him an excuse for Dak. Like he just played bad, and I've never seen Dak play this bad before. From the almost interceptions to the pick that was with Winfield Jr. Mm-hmm. Horrible throws all day.
Yeah,
horrible.
And like I know Cooper Rush won them a game last year. I don't think that he's going to capture that magic again. I wouldn't be surprised if during his stint as quarterback, like during, let's say, because 6 weeks, right? That Dak is out 6 to 8 weeks. So I wouldn't be surprised during that 6 to 8 week span that Dallas is like, hey, you know what? Cooper Rush ain't getting it done. Let's try Will Greer out, and he might get a few starts at quarterback. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
They ain't got DiNucci anymore.
They could bring back DiNucci, but I think I've seen enough of DiNucci's ass. So
his sidearm glory right there.
At least Will Greer, I've seen him. He's had some nice highlights in college where I think he has that moxie to maybe get one win, like kind of how Garrett Gilbert almost won that damn Thanksgiving game. Yeah. I think Will Greer could replicate something like that for a game or two. But yeah, Dallas, they're done. Go ahead and. Cowboys, hey, on the bright side, Cowboys fans, you can go ahead and move on now. Move on to the Dallas Mavericks,
Not the Rangers.
Call it a day.
Jeez, not the Rangers.
Not the Rangers.
Spare yourself the disappointment that postseason.
It's Lucastown now.
Yeah, just
It's Lucastown. It's not the Cowboys' town.
It's Lucastown, most definitely.
Not to mention the Cowboys are playing the Bengals next week. That's gonna be a pissed off Joe Burrow.
It is.
Who is probably looking to do some damage next week.
they played the Bengals.
It's a loss.
Then they travel to the New York to face the Giants on Monday night.
That might be a loss too. In all seriousness,
The Commanders come to town next week.
they'll win one of those games.
Then then they travel to the Rams.
It's probably a loss.
Then the Eagles
Home or away?
away.
That's a loss.
That's a loss.
No.
Then the Lions come to Dallas.
That's a loss. I'll take Detroit confidently in that game.
I will say they could.
They'll win either the New York game or the Washington game.
Yeah,
But they'll lose the other one.
They could be like 1-4, 1-5, and then they travel to Chicago. Chicago comes to Dallas, and I think they could pick up a win that day.
Okay. Yeah.
Then they face Green Bay, and I think Dak will be back. By then.
If Dak's back, they have a chance. Because Green Bay's done.
So I don't know. Because if Philly is off to a hot start, like let's say Philly is 5-1, then I feel like the NFC East is already like in Philly's hands. You know.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think it's hard. It's going to be hard, especially for the NFC, to get a wild card spot at 9 wins.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay, let's play a little panic button game here. Well, metaphorically, hit the panic button.
Okay.
On these teams, I'm going to list out if you hit the panic button, yes or no. Green Bay Packers. Actually, I don't know your answer, DeAndre. You don't.
Yeah.
No, hands off the button.
Hands off the button.
I'm agree with you.
You hit the button. Oh.
I'm not gonna hit the button because these wide receivers are young.
Okay.
But like Aaron Rodgers needs to be a better leader rather than just, crying on the sideline and just doing his natural just giving up looks. Like be a leader, man. Like, I understand you don't have Devontae anymore. Shit, Devontae don't have you either. Devontae doesn't have you.
No,
and I
he's
mean
thriving.
he was phenomenal against the Chargers. That's because Derek Carr threw to him like almost how many times?
Yeah.
Like 12 or 13?
I mean, Derek Carr didn't look too good either. 3 hit interceptions.
Derek Carr was seeing some ghosts.
Yeah.
Seeing some ghosts.
But
I'd say just be like what Aaron Rodgers said probably years ago. Relax.
Yeah, and I think another thing that'll help him moving forward is having Allen Lazard back. Like he missed week 1, and that's someone who a lot of people thought would step into Devontae's role as that number 1 receiver in that offense. So I really want to see what they look like with Allen Lazard in the fold as well. And you never know. That game could have been completely changed if Christian Watson
did catch
that pass.
Because he's a rookie, right?
Yeah,
because if he would have, that was a confidence booster, really.
Exactly.
After that pass, Aaron Rodgers didn't give him like any more looks at all.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm hitting the ever-loving God out of that panic button.
Okay.
I think it's over.
Oh, yeah, you've been waiting on the
I've been waiting for this day. I think, realistically, the Packers, their first mistake was choosing to pay Aaron Jones over Corey Linsley. You pay $13 million to a running back who is now sharing carries with A.J. Dillon.
A.J. Dillon's a dog.
He's a dog, but Aaron Jones is making quite a bit of money on timeshare. The failure to address the wide receiver position, even though you knew Devontae Adams was not going to come back, and you're just going to bank on Rodgers to do it all over again without Devontae Adams, is kind of foolish. Mm-hmm. The defense is still good, but I mean, even if this team does make the playoffs, I think it's going to be in a very unimpressive fashion, and they'll get bounced in the first round. And then you're going to have to deal with Aaron Rodgers in the offseason if he's going to leave or not. It'll be a whole debacle. So I'm going to hit the panic button. Okay, LA Rams.
That's interesting.
I mean, they played the Bills.
They played a very pissed off Bills team.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I never seen Jalen Ramsey get
cooked like that.
Get cooked.
He got cooked.
He turned into a pastor after he got beat by Stephon Diggs. Y'all saw his post. It was, but I wouldn't say no. Matthew Stafford, I mean, he had something this offseason.
Elbow.
Yeah, his elbow.
Yep.
I mean, he's got to, work out the kinks for that because he didn't look too good that game.
And I need Allen
Robinson they need to implement him more in the game plan. But no, the Super Bowl, they almost have the same exact team from when they won the championship last year.
Mm-hmm.
They just got to get the rug under their feet, and they'll be all right.
Yeah, I think I'm not gonna hit the panic button yet, and I think they got a lot of questions to figure out still. Who's gonna be the lead running back? Because Sean McVay called out Cam Akers last week, saying he's got to want to be the starting running back, and that kind of concerned me as a guy who just seems like he's coasted his way to where he's at right now.
I bet fantasy owners were pissed.
I'd never gamble on that man in fantasy.
Pissed. They said they're gonna get Allen Robinson more involved, like you guys both said, so I'm not really concerned. The injury with Stafford, because you can look at that game one of two ways. Either one, the Rams are trying to protect Matthew Stafford's elbow by keeping it short, because we know the Bills' corners without Tre'Davious White, you could probably cook them.
Yeah.
But they kept it short the entire night of the game, so it kind of makes you wonder, is there more to that elbow than what we know? But on the other hand, that was like you both said, that was a pissed off Bills team coming off the AFC divisional round loss, and they're just ready to prove to the NFL that a coin flip really decided who went to the Super Bowl or to the AFC title game, I should say. And I mean McVay will get it right offensively, so I'm not too worried about that. Defensively, I think I'm a little more worried because now is it all just big names? Because, I mean, even then Aaron Donald was quiet all night.
Yep, the pass rush.
Yeah, it was non-existent.
You expect Leonard Floyd to step up in Von Miller's absence. He didn't do that.
Yep. Bobby Wagner was just kind of there making tackles.
Just because you change your number, buddy, doesn't mean you're a brand new player.
Little Seahawk hate coming out of you. That felt a little personal.
All I know is they need to either do something quick or the panic button will get hit really fast.
Yeah, so
that's all I got to say.
Just got to wait and see. The Bengals.
Again, no.
No?
I don't think. Yeah, I just
You're
think
chilling over there, aren't you?
Yeah, it's just chemistry. I think Joe Burrow was just out of sync, like I said. So just another week or two. I feel like, and this is a great week to get back in sync because you're playing a Dallas offense that is going to be off the field a lot of times. With a lot of 3 and outs. So if you're Cincinnati, you're going to have the ball a lot this game.
Right.
There, you can work things out this week.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna destroy Dallas.
This will be the confidence booster for them.
Exactly. Yep.
That game on CBS.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, Tony's gonna have a field day.
I think I'm in the same boat as you guys. I'm not hitting that panic button. I think Joe Burrow being out, like as we mentioned earlier, for a good chunk of the offseason. Alec Collins wasn't there. The offensive line really hasn't meshed yet. They'll get it right this week against Dallas.
Yeah,
they should.
For sure.
They should at least. Last team we'll do here. The Broncos. After that loss against Seattle,
that corny guy.
Well, that
cornball.
Cornball Russ.
It took me a while to be like, he's a good guy. Man, he's just corny.
Because he was on your team, you were able to overlook it.
Yeah.
You were just like.
But their defense worried me. I mean, Geno Smith looked like West Virginia Geno Smith, man. Like he was.
I'm so glad you used that analogy.
because Broncos defense, they weren't bad last year. They weren't. Like how they put the Dallas Cowboys in check. Even anytime Justin Herbert went against the Broncos, he struggled. But that defense looked, I would say, a little subpar. And that if the coach Hackett keeps making decisions like this late game, then Denver might be in for a long year. But I'm not gonna hit the panic button yet, because I truly believe you can't hit the panic button on any team since it's week 1.
Except the Packers.
Unless you're part of the AFC South. But yeah, I would say I'm not gonna hit the panic button.
Yeah.
What about
But
you, DeAndre?
I do hope Russ look good. Like I hope he succeeds, but gotta be smarter. Just gotta be smarter, and the defense gotta be better. Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna hit the panic button yet, but
And you put glue in their hands too to keep to hold the damn ball
I
on the
will say
1
this,
yard
though,
line.
because we look at this division, this AFC West division, and the Seahawks. No offense, they're projected to be a top 5 team in the draft this year. You know, losing all that talent, losing Russ. You need a win like this, especially because you're in the AFC West. You can't take these wins for granted. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like these wins are important to cement yourself atop that division and fight for that playoff race. So you can't lose games like this, and it's unfortunate. I hope that Nathaniel Hackett doesn't make mistakes like this moving forward.
Right.
So we'll see. But I'm not gonna say like I think the team is gonna be terrible, but this could be something that hurts them down the road when you look at the final playoff race.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. I'm not hitting it either on Denver. I think this is just one of those games where it's kind of weird how you get the ball on the 1 yard line twice and you hand it off to both of your running backs who are normally, well, no, Melvin Gordon is not sure-handed, but, you know, you fumble both times, and Seattle recovers them both. It just didn't roll their way when it comes to those fumbles. Hackett's decision-making at the end of the game was interesting.
Questionable.
But like you said, DeAndre, I think in that competitive AFC West, you know, you saw how good the Chiefs looked. You saw how good the Chargers looked. And the Raiders hung in there with the Chargers throughout that game entirely.
Mm-hmm.
This was probably a game you could not afford to lose. But it's week 1. It's so early, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. But you will see. So.
What about, we're throwing panic buttons out there. What about the Cardinals?
Oh, panic.
Panic button. Yeah, I'm hitting that panic button. Panic.
They got
I got panicking.
They got rated R words
Yeah,
on,
I don't know.
on
I'm
TV,
panicking on the
man.
Cardinals.
How about I predict the Cardinals move? What if the Cardinals, they fire Kingsbury?
Right.
Scott Frost gets hired as an offense coordinator at some college. And then during spring practice, they repeat the same thing with Kingsbury when Kingsbury was hired as an offense coordinator at USC, then plucked away before he ever actually worked at USC. Cardinals hire Scott Frost as the head coach. Just repeat the same mistakes. Fuck
And
it.
Arizona, man, that team, I don't know about the Cardinals. I really don't. Because I know last year they were obviously one of the best teams in the first half of the season. Then they kind of sputtered their way into the playoffs and then got manhandled by the Rams.
No.
And obviously this year, no D-Hop for those first 6 weeks is going to be hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why you get Marquise Brown, because he has the chemistry with Kyler Murray. They're best friends. You know, they balled out at Oklahoma together. So you got that to help soften the blow of no D-Hop. But this defense, and I know it's the Chiefs, but they still got worked. And offensively, they could not do anything to save their lives.
No.
One word for Cardinals week 1 was embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm gonna be honest, like a lot of people thought they were gonna, some people thought they would come out with the win against the Chiefs, because I mean, there's no Tyreek Hill. You don't know how Patrick Mahomes is gonna adapt to that, but Jesus.
I mean, they played without Rondale Moore as well, so understand he was without a lack of weapons, but you still had Marquise Brown, you still had your guy,
Mhm.
you still had Zach Ertz playing. But this is a game where I expected Cliff Kingsbury to really open up his steam, but it seemed like he got outcoached by Steve Spagnuolo.
Yes.
From that Chiefs defense.
Mhm.
As he does get outcoached by everybody else.
Yeah. So.
And I mean, also, my biggest thing with the Cardinals, in particular on the defense, their 2 more recent draft picks, Isaiah Simmons and Zaven Collins. What are they doing with them? Because they're almost... I get the whole hybrid safety linebacker thing, but it just hasn't worked out with Isaiah Simmons yet. And I know Collins is a second-year player because he was a rookie last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of concerned as to where those two guys fit defensively going forward because they're phenomenal athletes.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what the plan is schematically for them because they've done that before. Deion Buchanan was another one of those guys that they had
Mhm.
who was kind of like that hybrid, safety linebacker, and that never worked out for them. So now I'm just wondering what's exactly the plan here with those two guys in particular because I don't know what they're doing with them. So
I don't know.
Hard Knocks should be interesting though.
I just
second.
That should be entertaining.
That should be a very interesting Hard
it's gonna be a
Knocks.
long, it's gonna be a long
Especially
season
Cliff get fired.
for the Cardinals.
You think they'll do? Think they'll do what they did when the Rams
Jeff
fired Jeff Fisher? The players came and said, "We costed this man his job."
Yeah.
It's like, oh, boo hoo. He goes back to his mansion at the end of the day, or his
See, I'm glad I'm not a player on that Rams team during that Hard Knocks with Jeff Fisher because the cameras might have caught me smiling low key when they announced he got fired. I would have just been like in the background like.
Look at him! Look at the little toddler go.
So I mean, also not to mention this is a big year for Kyler Murray as well with the extension,
I mean,
but
he
then
already
also
he already got paid. So
yeah, but
he's good.
with the backlash of the whole, you got to watch film for X amount of, like, it's a big year for Kyler Murray nonetheless.
Mhm.
Like he's got to prove to people that,
In words of Hank Hill, get off the video games.
I think he's gonna still put up the numbers, but I just I don't see them coming up with the same amount of wins that they did last year. I
Oh,
think
absolutely not.
yes, yeah, I agree.
Because they look dangerous. Like last year, they look legit.
Like
Super Bowl contender.
This year they look like an 8 or 9 win team to
Yeah.
me.
Like they look like a team that's fighting for that 7th seed in the NFC.
Honestly, I see the Cardinals and the Cowboys kind of similar. They have one good year, and then people expect them to do, pretty solid, and they fumble it. And they'll probably bounce back with another good year, go to the playoffs, then choke,
And then
or get obliterated.
And then you think their offensive-minded coach is a great offensive guru, and then it turns out just basic.
Yep, pretty much.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, I sent this in the group message. Kellen Moore is pulling a Jason Garrett. He's just sucking. He's sucking right now. That offense is playing terribly, hoping for Mike McCarthy to get fired, just like how Wade Phillips got fired mid-season. And then, bam, offense starts putting up numbers. He gets the job. Classic.
I think it's more of if they do fire McCarthy, they're going to go trade for Sean Payton. And I will gladly demand for Micah Parsons in return for Sean Payton, straight up. And Jerry will do it because Jerry wants that. So, get back to NFL real quick. Let's do our picks for the week. Now, Nick, you watched the Fox pregame show, right?
Yeah.
Have you seen? So we do it Fox style. So a lock and an upset. I'll
Okay.
just keep kind of tally
Okay.
going forward of everyone's picks.
Look up this
So we'll go to a lock. We'll go with a lock and an upset for the week.
Bengals over Cowboys for the lock.
Sheesh. You didn't even wait on that one. You had that one ready.
I did. I really did.
I will go with. Give me. Oh, okay. There's a
I
lot
got
of.
it.
You got it. You go first. What do you got?
So my lock, it's gonna be Bengals over Cowboys.
Okay.
My upset, Lions over Commanders.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I dig that. I'm gonna go with. Okay, this will be interesting. I'm gonna go with the New Orleans over Tampa as my lock. Shocker.
Sounds a bit biased over there.
Yeah, you've seen the injury report. I'm buying into that. Also, we have Tampa's number every year. My upset. My upset.
I feel like I know what you're gonna say.
I'm gonna go with Houston over Denver as my upset.
Oh.
Damn.
Houston kept it close to the Colts week 1. I think they got something in Derek Stingley Jr. and those draft picks they made.
Mills isn't bad.
And Davis Mills, last year he was solid. He was the best rookie last year.
He was.
So
Absolutely.
I'm gonna go Houston over Denver in the upset. That'll be my upset.
My lock, I'm going to go Rams over Falcons. That's a lock for me.
You
Okay.
don't trust Mariota? Man.
Nah, not in week 2 in LA. Rams, they trying to
Figure it
bounce
out,
Back.
yeah.
They got to bounce back, man. So I think it's going to be a high offensive day for them. Like it's gonna be high scoring output, probably 30s or like late 30s, 40s. That's what they'll put. You know,
Okay.
high 30s, low 40s is what they'll put up on offense. Falcons will probably put up like 10.
You got no faith in Mariota whatsoever. I
Cordell
respect
Patterson is a beast.
I respect that.
Yeah, man. I'm very confident in Sean McVay bouncing back in week 2. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
He's just smart. He's a smart.
He's gonna get figured out.
And my upset I have on Monday night. I have
I knew it.
Titans beating the Bills.
Oh.
Hey man, the one thing that we still have to see with this Bills team is can they stop the run? I feel like that is a crucial thing, like crucial
Derrick Henry does always.
deficiency that we've seen in their defense in the past couple of years. Jonathan Taylor last year, Derrick Henry the year before. So
Is that when they sent Josh Norman to the spirit realm?
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay, that's right.
Mhm.
So-
Okay.
With that hellacious stiff arm.
So Derrick Henry Monday night, Titans got upset by the Giants. I think they'll have a very big edge on them heading
Okay.
into this game. So yeah, that's my upset.
Okay, I dig it. Okay.
I dig it too.
We'll go with those are our picks, boys. Now, to wrap up the show, as always, Dre and Jay. We didn't do it last week. We tried to.
Out of respect. We would have sued for copyright. No.
So, what's going on, dude? I know D23 happened. A lot of trailers dropped and whatnot. So I mean, what else been going on?
Man, so I mean, honestly, we've been sick, so like with COVID last week, so we were trying to recover, and we're still to this day we're trying to do trailer reactions and catch up. But as far as some of the news I saw like the Thunderbolts team was announced, which I think
I didn't like
low
it.
key
It's
trash.
very subpar.
It's trash.
Everybody is the same, pretty much.
They're all Captain Americas.
Yeah.
They're all brawlers.
Like, come on, bro. Like, with this, where's Abomination? Where's Zemo? Hell, where's fucking? You could have thrown in.
Where's Mordo?
It's rumored that the villain for the Thunderbolts is gonna be Zemo.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Yeah.
I heard Tim Blake Nelson's coming back as the leader for
Oh,
Captain
yeah.
America:
From-
New World Order.
From the Incredible Hulk, yeah.
Cool. I find that pretty interesting.
It's kind of weird how like they're making all these random tie-ins to the first Hulk movie. Like in She-Hulk, like
It's slept on, bro. I'm telling y'all, bro. That movie is underrated to this day.
like I just kind of forgot it, but like they're making all the connections now that the Hulk is the Incredible Hulk is indeed relevant in the MCU.
Yeah. And then what else from D23? They got that damn Lion King sequel, which nobody asked
Prequel.
for. Prequel, which is about Scar and Mufasa when they're young. Why didn't you just make it 2D? If you made it 2D, that would have been so fun, interesting. Adds another like sequel to you that you can add to Lion King 1, Lion King 2, and Lion King 1.5.
Hey, 1.5 is slept on. It's
Oh, for
so
real.
funny.
And then apparently like Timon and Pumbaa are gonna be in the movie, and I'm like, what's their purpose? Like, dude, are we just throwing them in just to be like, hey, here's some familiar characters for you guys, let's put them in the film? Like, I don't understand it.
I have a hot take.
I don't understand making a live action, like, because we just saw how the live action compared to the animated, and you weren't able to get like some of the emotions from some of the animals. So
They're animals.
I mean, yeah, I get it, but it's like,
But like the Lion King, like for what, like it was groundbreaking in the sense of like it's an entire movie made with CGI. Like there's no actors like per se like physically in it, and people were mad about there's no emotion. I'm like, it's a lion. Like it looks like a real lion. Like I don't know what you expect.
yeah.
But I mean, I will say Disney has kind of like
But why would that be a movie that you would
Right.
make live action? I mean, of course, like it looks cool, sure, but
I just don't like. I don't get why they're going so hard with the live action movies. Like, what got you there was your 2Ds.
yeah.
All the 2D movies are amazing. We all know
I miss
this.
2D animation, bro.
My take is there should be no like. I'm tired of 3D animated movies. We should go back to 2D. Go back to the storyboards. Draw them all out by hand. Put in the work.
I'm excited for that new Inside Out.
Yeah.
They got a
Yeah.
sequel.
I got a
Uh-huh.
sequel, yeah.
That'd be weird if they make that live action.
No,
That would just be a movie.
that wouldn't work.
It would just be a normal adolescent teen movie.
Yep.
Right.
So I know they're putting in new emotions, and
I just don't.
I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be hilarious if you
Oh,
ask
for
me.
sure.
I really do. But you know, they're always gonna put in that heartfelt, sentimental thing.
Yep.
That's what Pixar does.
Mm-hmm.
Secret Invasion.
Yes.
I was
Listen, I
hyped
wanna-
about that.
Black Panther,
The game, or are you talking about the movie?
the movie. I think that's going to be
DeAndre.
the best Marvel movie in this new phase.
He's very set on they should recast
Why?
Do you
T'Challa.
know the
Why
theories,
do you have
right?
to bring this up? Oh yeah, what are the theories?
The theories is that it's Michael B. Jordan,
That's the new Black Panther.
Killmonger, because like it's something I forgot in the trailer, but one of the things that they say it translates to bringing the dead back alive again. And it could be in a sense as like carrying them their spirit, like, you know, Chadwick Boseman. Clearly, T'Challa is going to fatally pass away. Or in that Zuri's going to take on the mantle of being Black Panther. But it is rumored that it might be Eric Killmonger.
I'm just interested in how they. Well, 'cause I think the thing with Namor, they're kind of twisting Namor's story to where he's not from Atlantis, like copying Aquaman.
He's from the place where like this is like the magic is possible for that to happen.
Yeah, and like the people believe in like resurrection by the sea.
Yep.
And Killmonger, when he died, he said, "Just bury me in the bury me at sea." So I mean, it could make sense.
If that happens,
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I still think all those takes are stupid. Like if they'd go,
We've opened a can of worms, Nicholas.
I just I think they should have. I think they should have recasted. Man, I find it hard to kill off the main character of a franchise. I understand the actor passed away.
man.
But it's because of how the story already has set itself up, where this character has died, two times already in these films. He died in the first Black Panther. Died when he got thrown off the cliff.
Right.
Got brought back to life with the heart-shaped herb. He died in Infinity War when he got snapped away. So you're gonna tell the city of Wakanda or the nation of Wakanda that their king has passed for a third time, and then how are you gonna do it? How does he die on screen?
Also, it'd be kind of weird. Like Wakanda's like one of the most like technologically advanced civilizations ever, and like they go, yeah, he got sick.
Yeah,
I'm like,
like you can cure all this shit, but you can't. Like,
what did he get sick with? COVID? Like,
No, is that the way they say he died?
They have,
no, they just say he's gonna die, but I don't know how they're gonna do it.
From the trailer, what I see is that it's gonna flood, cause
Namor floods.
And then it looks like in the trailer that T'Challa sacrifices himself to save like a little boy or something.
I've heard.
Oh, that'd be
something like
interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I just think the tension of the movie is going to be what makes it so good. Because I don't think the Black Panther is going to be revealed till like the end.
Yeah.
My thing is, I don't want this movie to be something where this movie turns out bad, like the script or the writing. It's bad, but yet
the emotional tie to it.
We praise it because of the emotions attached to it with losing Chadwick Boseman.
Right.
That's something that I just feel like it's kind of like a cop out. Like we're
using that as
our stepping stone for this movie. So that's something. Also, I wonder how they would do the funeral scene. Are you gonna have all the other characters from the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Because if you don't have them in the movie, that would kind of be distasteful. Like,
right.
T'Challa dies, a guy who you fought alongside, and none of you guys are there. None of you guys heard about his passing and decided to show up to the funeral. So that makes those characters look like assholes. And don't tell me that, oh, we don't know where Wakanda is. You guys literally have been in Wakanda.
Well, now it's open to the world too.
And it's open to the world.
Yeah.
I expect Bucky to be there.
Yeah, Bucky's a character I expect to be there if they do his funeral. I expect Sam Wilson.
Clint.
Mm-hmm.
All of them.
Low budget. I would say the low budget ones.
Don Cheadle,
Yeah.
not in a CGI suit.
Yeah, not in a
You know,
CGI.
Not CGI
you
War
know the
Machine.
brothers got to show out. They got to
Facts.
show out and support.
Facts. Ant-Man.
So, yeah.
Oh, that new Ant-Man. Holy.
They haven't even dropped a trailer for that, but
Like, they're, like,
The leaks from it are
the leaks are.
rather, someone's finna get murked.
Damn, I don't want to see.
I will say,
I don't wanna
like,
see Paul Rudd die.
the game I'm excited for as well.
the
Mhm.
Black
The
Panther,
Captain America, Black Panther game set in World War II.
Yeah, it was dope.
I was like, I wasn't expecting that, but I was like,
A lot of people are kind of
I like that.
upset about it in a way, like it should be Captain America and Wolverine, because
Yeah.
Wolverine and Captain America
fought.
fought,
yeah.
similar wars.
Mm-hmm.
But the Black Panther take,
Because it's with
That's really
his
cool.
grandfather, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Like Azuri, I think, or something like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So not even T'Chaka, but still. I'm excited.
T'Challa either. I guess
Or-
they're using another way of passing over T'Challa
Mhm.
in media, but it's fine. I wonder what they're gonna do for What If. Are they gonna kill off T'Challa in What If because Chadwick can't voice the character anymore? Will they just move on from that? I have questions.
There are a lot of questions. I mean,
Robert Downey Jr. is voicing Iron Man in What If season
Yeah.
2.
oh, he is.
Mm-hmm.
I just my
Or
thing
Tony
is,
Stark, should I say?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like Marvel can make this decision. It's their decision. They've already made it. But I think we're gonna think 5 or 10 years from now, we're gonna look back and be like, you know what? They made a bad decision when they decided not to recast the character.
I could see that because I think he was a big part of the plans before.
Like if
They were setting up T'Challa to be like a leader of the Avengers.
exactly, and I don't
Yeah.
think it would be the same for a lot of characters. I think if the same thing happened to Tom Holland, you tell me they don't be like, oh, let's kill off Spider-Man.
Good God, please no. Nothing
They
happened to Tom
No,
Holland.
they would never.
They
so.
wouldn't. I am interested. Let me ask you guys this: like, what are your thoughts on the MCU right now?
Oh, the future's
Kind of the direction
insane.
of where it's going.
Well,
I
they
mean,
need Black Panther right now to save 2022.
mm,
Because right now,
2022 was
right now, DC is owning 2022.
They're dropping like one more movie.
Okay, Marvel's doing.
Warner Brothers doesn't have the money to release the Flash,
You're right, but
so they pushed it back and said
Look,
we can only drop Black Adam.
we're gonna come out.
And
of
I'm not sold on Black Adam.
We're gonna come out of 2022 because you got the Batman, League of Super Pets was good, solid film.
You mean the Rock movie?
Yes, but still,
That's what it was.
it was.
He was like 6 characters in that
heavily.
movie.
It was heavily the Rock, but you still have that, and they have Black Adam coming out. And Black Adam, the new trailer looked pretty good.
Yeah,
Like looked awesome as well.
it did.
the new Shazam looked good too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think DC might actually win this year when it comes to
Nah.
2022. Because like so far, nothing has passed the Batman.
No.
Doctor Strange hasn't passed the Batman. Thor, Love and Thunder.
No, we
hell,
we don't talk about Love
hasn't
and
passed
Thunder.
it.
I haven't seen it. You know that?
You're not missing. Oh, Love and
Yeah.
Thunder?
Yeah.
You're not
You're not
missing
missing
anything.
anything.
I did. What do you call it?
It's
I
like
just
Kenneth, have you seen it yet?
You seen Ragnarok, right?
Yeah. The
You see-
secret. Well, I'm telling you, where they're going in the direction with the Secret Wars with Kang Dynasty. Kang is a bad dude. Y'all, we thought Thanos was bad.
Kang
Kang is
some
a-
people.
He's a bad dude. Like I said, thing Marvel does so well is that they build the tension. Is that they build everything up, and by some of those leaks for the Ant-Man trailer, with Ant-Man saying, "I'm an Avenger," and Kang goes with, "I've killed you before."
Kang's a
Like,
bad dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm also interested in Secret Wars because Secret Wars essentially is
They're bringing Toby.
the multiverse of different versions of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wonder, like, who all are we talking is on the table here?
Who
So
knows?
I hope Chris Evans comes back, but as Human Torch.
Yeah, I don't think we're getting any. We're not getting X-Men anytime soon. So I don't even know why.
Oh
Miss-
yeah,
I
Kevin
don't-
Feige said X-Men
Yeah.
is like way in the future.
I don't even know why Miss Marvel even did that damn tease.
they didn't say anything about he didn't say anything about the Fantastic Four either, right?
Nope. There
Just
was no,
just the director. Yeah.
Matt Schaffman.
Even though the cast was supposed to be announced, and Mr. Fantastic, it's not gonna be Ryan. It's not gonna be what do you call it? What's his name? John Krasinski.
Yeah. That's
I'm
what-
cool with that.
That's supposed to be the guy who plays the character Joe and you, Penn
Oh,
Bagley.
Penn
That
Badger,
Netflix
yeah.
show.
And that's honestly a really good pick
I'm okay with that.
because Penn Bagley, he is or the way Reed Richards is, he's like a smart, arrogant loner. Yeah.
That's what Reed Richards is.
I heard I heard Jodie Comer was supposed to play like Miss Fantastic, like
Yeah.
Sue Storm. So we'll see if that actually holds true. Star Wars, on the other hand, me and Javante said this in our video the other day. We were like, "Damn it!" Just when we keep saying we're out, they
Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Jedi just sucked me back in.
Yeah, Tales of the Jedi looks good. I'm excited for that one, for sure.
I'm
My
just really kind of
God.
depressed. I'm really just depressed about it now because it's clear as day that Ahsoka's gonna go to Padme's funeral, which in episode 3 is, we see it.
Mm-hmm.
But then also the move she pulls on the when Anakin's
Stones,
training
yeah,
her.
that was
It's
for
the same thing from
scenes.
the last
Order
season. I'm like,
66.
bro, I'm not ready for these parallels. I'm
Oh,
not
no.
ready. But Andor, I'll admit, Andor, I was kind of iffy on. Like,
But the trailers have looked good. Yeah.
the trailers have looked
Yeah,
solid,
they look great.
but like
But it pisses me off again because I'm like, where was this
for Obi-Wan,
budget in this production for Obi-Wan and for
Boba Fett.
You know?
But Andor from Rogue One, who we kind of know his story already. He's basically like another Han Solo in a way.
Mhm.
He gets all this. He gets how many episodes? Like, what? This is like
He gets,
what? 8 episodes?
2 seasons, and I think they're like, I think 8 episodes.
Yeah, like he gets all this, but Obi-Wan Kenobi and Boba Fett got diddly squat compared to that.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not interested in Mandalorian in the season 3. I'm really not. The trailer didn't do anything for
I thought
me.
the trailer looked good. I mean, I'm here
It's
for it.
another Grogu and Mando.
I mean, yes, that is
That's why I'm not interested.
That
in
is
it.
the one thing that like turns me off about Mandalorian is like seeing Grogu again, because I'm like,
Go train with Luke.
it was such a good, but nobody wants that because they already know what would happen if he is training with Luke
Well, I'd rather have that than
because of the sequel trilogy and how bad they fucked that up.
because Luke had a nightmare and decided to kill Ben Solo. But
God, man.
no, I mean I get it. It's just I'm not. If it's another season of goofy adventures and Mando and
The only aspect that I'm excited about is the Mandalorian aspect.
Oh,
Of the show.
but
Like as far as
Bo-Katan?
the other Mandalorians, the other clans of
Yeah.
Mandalorians,
yeah,
Bo-Katan, all that. That's what I'm really fascinated by for this 3rd season. But like as far as the Grogu and Mando dynamic,
I'm tired
I
of
could care
it.
less.
I'm tired of it. They're probably going on some other slapstick adventure across the galaxy, and
If anything, I hope.
and then Grogu will probably reach out and grab Mando's finger. We're all
Yeah.
gonna go, oh, it's like a father. And it's like no.
In fact, I hope Mando drops Grogu off at what's her name? Whoever that chick that works on Tatooine on the ships. I hope he drops her off there, drops Grogu off there, and then he resumes his mission.
He goes to go get milk.
Yep, he does. He goes 6 episodes without Grogu doing his missions.
I
That's
agree.
how I want it to be. But
But Tales of the Jedi. See, it's like I always say that Star Wars needs to move on from like Clone Wars and Skywalker stuff, but then that drops and I'm like, all right, I'm interested again.
I mean, you can still have this, but they also gotta have some more new projects where it's
Branching
spanning-
out.
branching
Yeah.
out. You know, like it's different time periods. 'Cause,
Agreed.
Which they have the Acolyte coming out. That's like 100 some years before the Rule of 2.
Yep.
But also, we need some movies, man. Star Wars is
Agreed.
too big to not have movies.
Agreed.
So
Nick, you like Star Wars?
Absolutely not.
Ah,
That's why I was
Yeah,
staying
he
quiet
yeah,
this whole
that's why
time.
That's why I was like, you
wonder.
I was watching that.
Are you a Harry
beautiful-
Potter guy?
No,
Oh, are you Lord of the Rings guy?
no.
You're trying to know the sci-fi stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I tried when I was younger, but
You gotta watch them again.
I like it. Maybe I do need to watch them
Just
again.
don't watch the new ones.
But
Just
I've always loved superheroes.
I dig it.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're gonna watch Star Wars, just don't watch the new ones.
Yeah.
Don't touch those.
Hey, Percy Jackson looks good too.
Percy Jackson, I'm hyped for because people forget.
I don't give a fuck what
Percy
anybody says.
Percy
I'll say this,
Jackson.
If Percy Jackson, if the movies were made right, Percy Jackson would be. I prefer it over Harry Potter. I think that shit's better than Harry Potter.
Facts.
You ask me.
Facts.
I don't care.
Greek mythology, you
Argue
can do
with-
so much with that.
Argue with your mama. I don't give a fuck.
Percy Jackson. Percy Jackson went hard. Like people that moved those two. Well, not the second one, but the first one hit.
First one was but I mean, from person who's read the books and like
Yeah.
over and over. I was like, okay, this definitely like Harry Potter at least about 90% accurate compared to the book.
Right.
Like the first book.
Percy Jackson was
Percy
not
Jackson was
accurate.
about like 60.
Yeah.
So.
Are the Transformers dead, by the way? Like, is there just no new Transformers?
No,
news?
they have one coming out in 2023.
Oh, are they really?
Is it directed by Michael Bay?
Nope, it is directed by Stephen Cable.
I just thought of Transformers and that TikTok trend going on.
Oh yeah, that's
Or if the movie ended in 2007.
Michael Bay. He should have never made those last two. That was his mistake. Especially the fifth one. Fifth one, that's like
Bo.
I put that shit in my top 10 worst movies of all time.
The ones with Wahlberg?
Not the fourth one specifically. There's a fourth one like
The fifth one.
so I can watch it, but the fifth one I can't watch
Yeah.
it. Like I've watched it one time and I was like, no,
Bro,
this movie is
those
ass.
first 3 Transformers movies back in the day.
Fire. That first one.
Damn, bro, I cried when Optimus Prime got.
Bro, and they brought back they had Peter what's his face?
Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen do the original voice of
Mm-hmm.
I was like, bro. And I'll say that Optimus Prime, that dude give me a rile for anything.
Yes. Like greatest motivational speaker of all time.
I could go
Sometimes I want to jump through a TV. I want to jump through the TV for that man.
I could be like, Optimus, do I want to go to the grocery store? And he'll go, now, Alec, you know, for the sake of humanity, you must go to the store. Retrieve what you need to better yourself. And I'm like, Optimus, I'm ready. Let's go.
I'll put Captain America up there with Optimus Prime on
I'll take Optimus.
speeches.
Cap's up there, but no, I'll take Optimus.
Optimus is.
That's just me, though. If I saw a huge alien robot talking to me, I'd be like,
I believe you.
yes.
Whatever you need,
Just, yeah.
I am there.
That trend, man, that first movie, bro. I am Optimus Prime.
And then he goes to
I
Lincoln
send this-
Park.
And I send this message to all Autobots taking refuge amongst the stars. We are here. We are waiting.
And then you just slowly hear Lincoln.
I've done, bro.
It's the most
so many memories.
It's
man.
the most 2007 ending I could ever think of for a movie.
Oh, for sure.
Because it goes right to Lincoln Park.
I love that trend. Anytime I see it, bro, I'm always like liking and retweeting that shit. My favorite one so far. I think my favorite two. I think when they did Jurassic World with the T-Rex at the very end, and then they did Batman Begins.
Oh, with the Joker card
At
at
and
the
he
end.
jumps
Yeah.
off the building.
Yeah.
And I was like, perfect. Just perfect. I'm here for it.
Oh man, what a time that was for theaters and movies. That's all I got, gentlemen.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna wrap it up. What a fun show.
Absolutely.
Nick, did you have fun today?
So much fun.
Can you
man.
do this? Can you do this every week?
I can.
Hey, say less.
Come in here and talk sports. That's what talk sports, entertainment, get a little sidetrack.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the fun of it here.
Can't
Any
wait.
last notes, gentlemen, before we log off for the day?
No, not really. I mean, just make sure for all you guys. I think this channel is 49 subscribers now.
We're at
100
49. Trying to get to
some
50.
jersey. Yeah.
I mean, 50, 100. Good lord. At 100, Nick, we're doing a jersey giveaway.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
So get the homies to subscribe if they want a jersey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Go subscribe to Dre and Jay as well. 660 subscribers right now. So,
look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Almost to 1,000.
Look at you. And also keep if you guys watch any of those shows that Sourkidsproductions puts out.
Yeah.
They're Twitchers. They're streamers as well. Give them a look. They got lots of great content here. That's about it, boys. Until next week. Week 2 reactions will be coming in, as well as whatever random would you rather guys I could think about.
And whatever's going on in entertainment.
Exactly. Maybe they'll drop some movies for Star Wars next week.
Shit.
Not counting on it.
Shit.
We never know. Probably not, but I'm
Yeah.
getting my hopes up. Until then, folks, this has been The Final Drive with Alec,
Wait, so
DeAndre.
you're telling me Kathleen Kennedy got fired? Huh?
Sheesh.
Wow. I didn't realize
Speak
that.
into existence, DeAndre. Speak it into existence.
Yeah.
Until then, this has been Alec, DeAndre, and Nicholas here at The Final Drive signing off. See you guys next week.
Peace.
Peace.